Ever wondered why Geminis seem to have inexhaustible energy and an incredible ability to connect with everyone? Did you know that Geminis are often thought leaders in their fields, influencing trends and inspiring new ideas? There is something fascinating at the core of Gemini, a sign that dances between different ideas and perspectives with impressive mental agility. Known for their insatiable curiosity and mastery of the art of communication, Gemini natives bring a unique vibe to the world. They possess a dual nature that allows them to see both sides of an issue and adapt easily to new situations. This flexibility and thirst for knowledge are not just personality traits. They are manifestations of greater purposes, divine gifts that make them essential. In this video, we will unveil the 14 divine purposes that uplift Geminis by revealing how they contribute significantly to our collective existence. Get ready for a journey of discovery about this vibrant air sign. As we explore these purposes, I invite you to tune in to a powerful affirmation. Our mantra is, "I am the divine connection, radiating curiosity and joy to the world." Feel this phrase resonate in your heart. How about commenting on this mantra below? By doing so, you not only connect with the energy of Gemini, but you also affirm your own ability to connect, learn, and spread positivity. This mantra captures the essence of Gemini, the innate ability to form bonds, the constant search for knowledge, and the ability to brighten up any environment with their presence. A friend recently told me about her Gemini brother. He noticed that she was struggling to learn a new skill, and instead of just giving advice, he spent hours finding the best resources online, connecting her with people who had already mastered the subject, and turning the learning process into a series of fun and enlightening conversations. Not only did he help her overcome the challenge, but he rekindled in her the joy of learning something new, simply by sharing his enthusiasm and knowledge in a light way. This is Gemini magic in action. Our goal is to shed light on these inspiring qualities, showing how Geminis positively impact our lives and the world around them, and to prepare you to understand the depth behind their versatile nature. From the captivating universe of Gemini, we emerge to the first of its essential purposes, the dissemination of curiosity. The Gemini mind is a whirlwind of questions, always eager to explore the unknown. This inherent thirst for knowledge drives them to seek new information, make unexpected connections, and unravel mysteries, whether big or small. But the gift does not lie only in your own pursuit, lies in the way this curiosity is spread. A Gemini has the almost magical ability to awaken the desire to learn in others. They share their findings with such genuine enthusiasm that it's hard not to feel motivated to explore as well. They turn learning into a shared adventure, encouraging everyone around them to question, investigate, and expand their own horizons. Imagine this scene, a group of friends casually chatting about a documentary they saw. The Gemini in the group, with an unexpected question about an obscure detail mentioned, strikes up a conversation that quickly veers into the history of a little-known ancient civilization. Before long, everyone is pulling out their phones to research, exchanging interesting facts, and discovering new facets of a topic they never would have considered before. The Gemini transformed an ordinary chat into an impromptu discovery session, proving his talent for igniting the spark of curiosity in the minds of others. Of course, this eagerness to explore can present a challenge: dispersion. With so many interests and paths to follow, staying focused on a single goal for too long can be difficult. The mind jumps from one idea to another, thirsty for constant novelty. However, this very thirst for knowledge is, in essence, a fundamental human quest for understanding and wisdom. It is an echo of the search for meaning that transcends the mundane, connecting the individual mind to a larger search that seems to tap into something that many would call a greater force or universal consciousness. Gemini curiosity, at its highest level, is a call to the human soul in search of truth. Our exploration of Gemini essence naturally leads us from the awakening of curiosity to the remarkable ability to create connections. Fueled by their communicative nature and genuine interest in people, Geminis are masters at building bridges between individuals from different backgrounds with diverse interests and even divergent opinions. They act as social catalysts, facilitating interactions and building networks that foster mutual support, collaboration, and understanding. Where others see divisions, Gemini sees the potential for a bond, bringing people together through light-hearted conversations, shared interests, or simply their welcoming energy. They have the gift of making strangers feel at ease and finding common ground even in the most unlikely situations, fostering an atmosphere of harmony and cooperation. Consider a work environment where tension hangs in the air between teams with conflicting goals. A Gemini there, perceiving the situation, can start informal conversations, find common interests between members of the different teams, perhaps a shared hobby or a TV series that everyone likes, and, through these small interactions, begin to dissolve barriers. With his lighthearted manner and communication skills, he can facilitate informal meetings, suggest group activities, or simply encourage open dialogue, gradually transforming a space of conflict into a more collaborative and productive environment. It is the art of building bridges in action. On the other hand, the ease of forming connections can lead to a challenge: superficiality. With so many interactions going on, not all relationships can reach meaningful depth. The Gemini may seem to jump from one contact to another, seeking novelty and stimulation, which can be interpreted as a lack of commitment in deeper relationships. However, this ability to connect people reflects on a broader level the interdependence and unity of all humanity. It's a purpose that echoes the search for community, for belonging, and for recognizing that despite our differences, we are all connected by a common thread. There seems to be a greater force guiding this search for links, an impulse to unite and understand the vast universe of human beings who share this planet. Continuing our journey through the Gemini gifts, we find a fascinating combination: the union of wit with good humor. Gemini natives possess an agile intelligence and a natural ability to express ideas in a captivating way. However, what really distinguishes this purpose is how they utilize these qualities. They don't just accumulate knowledge, they share it in ways that resonate with people, often softening complex concepts with a dose of lightness and grace. Humor, for a Gemini, is a powerful tool, a social lubricant that can relieve tension, break the ice, and create an environment conducive to open communication and learning. They have a talent for finding the right joke at the right time, turning potentially difficult situations into moments of connection and relief. Consider a meeting where tempers are running high and arguments become heated. A present Gemini, sensing the tense energy, may intervene with an insightful and funny comment that, without diminishing the seriousness of the matter, injects a dose of perspective and relaxation. This humorous intervention can break the cycle of negativity, allowing participants to breathe, smile, and resume dialogue more constructively. It is a testament to his ability to use humor not only for entertainment, but as an effective means of facilitating human interaction and promoting mutual understanding. They demonstrate that wisdom need not be weighed. It can be illuminated by joy. The other side of this coin is the risk of using humor in an insensitive or offensive way. The same mental agility that allows for the perfect joke can sometimes result in inappropriate comments, especially if the audience's sensitivity is not considered. It is a constant challenge for the Gemini to refine this skill. However, the combination of wisdom and humor, in its purest manifestation, reflects a vibrant facet of human nature. The ability to find joy even in the most serious circumstances, and to use laughter as a way to process life and knowledge. It seems to be a reflection of an inherent positive energy that seeks to illuminate and uplift. From the way they share knowledge and joy, we move on to another remarkable purpose of Geminis: the incredible ability to embrace versatility. Ruled by the element air and the planet Mercury, mutability is their second nature. They do not fear change. In fact, they thrive on it. This adaptability allows them to fluidly transition between different roles, environments, and interests, always finding a way to fit in and flourish. They possess an open mind that allows them to see new possibilities where others see only obstacles, making them exceptionally flexible and resilient in the face of life's twists and turns. This ability to reinvent oneself and explore multiple paths is one of its greatest assets. Think of the story of someone born under the sign of Gemini who began his career in a technical field but felt a call to artistic expression. Instead of feeling stuck, this person used their analytical skills to learn the nuances of the new field, made new connections, and eventually built a successful and satisfying career in art. It was not about abandoning the past, but about integrating learnings and experiences into new ventures, demonstrating a remarkable ability to adapt and find success in different domains. That's Gemini versatility in action, the readiness to change course, learn new skills, and find opportunities in every transition. The counterpoint to this adaptability is the perception at times of lack of commitment. The search for new experiences and the ease of changing direction can lead to difficulty in dedicating yourself to a single project or long-term goal. The mind, always looking for novelty, can resist fixating. However, this same adaptability reflects the dynamic and ever-evolving nature of the universe. It is a purpose that aligns with the inherent ability to grow, change, and transform, not only in the individual, but in the very fabric of reality. There seems to be a force that drives this search for growth through the diversity of experiences. Following the line of adaptability, we arrive at one of the most evident and powerful purposes of Geminis: their unique ability to inspire through communication. Gifted with a natural eloquence and a mind that formulates ideas quickly, they are masters in the art of using words to motivate, persuade, and unite people around a vision or cause. Their ability to express themselves clearly, engagingly, and persuasively allows them to not only convey information, but ignite the spark of enthusiasm and conviction in others. They can articulate complex ideas in an understandable and inspiring way, turning abstract concepts into calls to action that resonate with audiences. This ability to build bridges with language is a valuable gift. Let's imagine a community leader, born under the sign of Gemini, who decides to mobilize his neighborhood for a revitalization project. Utilizing his ability to speak passionately and clearly, he organizes meetings, writes persuasive flyers, and uses social media to spread the message. It not only informs people about the need for change, but inspires them to believe that such change is possible and that they have a key role to play. Their communicative energy and their ability to connect with different groups of people transform an idea into a collaborative movement, demonstrating the power of the Gemini word to unite and drive meaningful action for the common good. The potential challenge here lies in the misuse of this persuasive capacity. The ability to influence with words, if not guided by ethical intent, can be used for manipulation or to promote selfish agendas to the detriment of others. It is a reminder of the responsibility that comes with such a potent gift. However, in its highest form, this ability to inspire and communicate reflects the profound importance of language as a fundamental tool for creation and transformation. It is a purpose that connects with the inherent power of the spoken and written word to shape reality, build bridges of understanding, and drive evolution, echoing the idea that communication is the foundation of shared existence. From the inspiring power of words, we move on to the vastness of the Gemini mind and its purpose to provide a remarkable opening. Those born under this sign possess a naturally receptive mind, ready to consider a wide range of perspectives, ideas, and beliefs, even those that differ significantly from their own. This quality gives them a tolerance and understanding that are profoundly valuable in an often polarized world. They do not rigidly cling to a single point of view, but circulate intellectually, exploring different angles with curiosity and empathy. This willingness to listen to and consider the other side makes Geminis excellent mediators and promoters of dialogue, able to expand the mental horizons of everyone around them and foster an environment of learning and mutual acceptance. Think of a heated debate where two people fervently defend opposing positions. A Gemini present, instead of taking sides, can intervene to paraphrase the arguments of each side, showing that he understands the essence of what is being said. He can then introduce a new point of view or ask a question that encourages both sides to consider aspects that they previously ignored. This non-judgmental approach and willingness to consider different perspectives helps to diffuse the situation, promoting a more constructive dialogue and sometimes leading to a resolution or at least greater understanding between the parties to the conflict. It is open-mindedness in action, demonstrating that it is possible to maintain individuality while valuing diversity of thought. The challenge that accompanies this openness is the risk of a certain relativism. The ability to see validity in many ideas can sometimes lead to difficulty in establishing one's own convictions or committing to important values. The mind that is overly flexible may seem to others to lack a solid core. However, this search for truth and acceptance of diversity of thought echoes a larger principle of inclusion and respect that seems to be fundamental to evolution. This willingness to constantly push the boundaries of what is known and understood reflects a force that drives the pursuit of wisdom in its broadest and most multifaceted form. From the expansion of the mind, we move into the expansion of an irresistible energy, the Gemini ability to spread fun. The vibrant nature and keen sense of humor of Gemini natives are contagious. They arrive in an environment and seem to inject it with an instant dose of lightness, laughter, and joy. Their presence often turns the ordinary into something interesting, and the boring into something fun. They have a special gift for finding the funny side of life, relieving excessive seriousness and reminding everyone not to take things so seriously all the time. This positivity is not superficial. It is an expression of your inner vitality and a genuine desire to share this good energy with the world around you. Imagine a rainy day that canceled all plans and left a group of friends discouraged. The Gemini in the group, instead of whining, may suddenly start telling jokes, suggest an impromptu silly game, put on some upbeat music, and start dancing around the room. Before long, the discouragement dissipates, and what seemed like a lost day turns into a fun and unexpected memory. It is the ability to find joy in the simplest circumstances and to share it generously, reminding everyone of the importance of celebrating the present moments and not losing the ability to laugh. Of course, this search for fun can sometimes run into irresponsibility. The priority given to lightness and pleasure can lead to the neglect of important duties or commitments, as the mind constantly seeks stimulation and avoids boredom or routine. But at its core, this contagious joy reflects a profound celebration of existence. It's a purpose that connects with a vital, enthusiastic energy that reminds us to appreciate the journey, not just the destination. There seems to be a force that impels us to find and share the light in the days, an impulse to celebrate the very experience of being alive. Moving from the vibrant energy they spread, we arrive at a crucial purpose of Geminis: their ability to unite differences. Endowed with a mind that comprises multiple facets and a communicative nature, they possess the unique ability to find common ground, even between individuals or groups that seem totally opposite. They act as bridges, facilitating dialogue and mutual understanding where there was only division and conflict. Instead of focusing on what separates, Gemini seeks what connects, using their wit and charm to create a space where communication is possible and peaceful dispute resolution becomes a reality. They are natural peacemakers, not by force, but by the art of connection and understanding. Think of a disagreement situation in a family or community where the parties can't even talk without hostility. A Gemini can insert themselves into this dynamic by talking separately with each side, listening carefully to their concerns, and then helping to articulate feelings in a way that the other side can actually listen. He can identify a shared goal that was hidden by anger or poor communication and use that as a starting point for reconciliation. Your ability to translate different emotional languages and find common ground can be the catalyst needed to heal wounds and build a path forward that benefits everyone. The challenge inherent in this role is the risk of excessive neutrality. In the quest to unite and harmonize, Gemini may sometimes avoid taking a firm stand on important issues, fearing that this will create new divisions. However, this ability to build bridges across the chasm reflects a universal human aspiration for peace and unity. It is a purpose that seems to connect with an ideal of brotherhood and cooperation among all beings. A reminder that despite our many distinctions, unity is an ever-present potential. This search for agreement sets the stage for the next purpose, to ignite the flame of inspiration. After weaving bonds and finding points of convergence, Gemini energy turns to ignite a different flame, that of inspiration. This is an essential purpose, as the natives of this sign possess a rare ability to use their innovative ideas and contagious enthusiasm to motivate others. They don't just dream about the future, they encourage those around them to pursue their own dreams and unleash their creative potential. The Gemini mind, always effervescent and full of novelty, acts as a catalyst, providing the initial spark that can turn a fledgling idea into a concrete project or a latent desire into a passionate pursuit. They have a special way of seeing the possibilities in themselves and others, and they communicate that vision so genuinely that it's hard not to feel compelled to try. Consider the story of someone who always wanted to dedicate himself to writing, but felt afraid and insecure to begin with. A Gemini friend, noticing this hesitation, not only praised the potential ability, but sent links to creative writing workshops, shared examples of budding authors who made it big, and most importantly, expressed an unwavering faith in the friend's ability. He offered to read the first drafts with an encouraging and constructive attitude. This positive persistence and the ability to see and nurture dormant creative potential was the impetus needed for the friend to finally pick up the pen and start writing his own story, demonstrating the Gemini power to spark passion and creativity. The less luminous side of this purpose is the risk that inspiration will not turn into sustained action. Gemini is excellent at lighting the flame, but continuity and accompaniment may not be their main strength. The energy can jump to the next idea before the previous one is fully realized. However, this ability to inspire reflects the vast creative potential that resides in every human being. It is a purpose that connects with a universal force of innovation and transformation. A reminder that we all possess the ability to create and manifest new realities, and that sometimes all we need is someone to show us the door. This ability to ignite the flame of creativity often arises from a subtle but profound understanding of one's duality. A central purpose in Gemini essence is the acceptance and embodiment of the multifaceted aspects of life. Gemini, symbolized by twins, lives in constant dialogue between apparent opposites. They understand that reality is not one-dimensional, but rather a spectrum of qualities and experiences. This trait allows them to navigate with ease between different ways of being: intellectual and emotional, serious and lighthearted, introverted and extroverted, without feeling constrained by rigid definitions. They find a unique beauty and harmony in complexity, showing that qualities that may seem contradictory can coexist and even complement each other, enriching the human experience. Think of the person you know who is both incredibly analytical and hilarious. This combination, often found in Geminis, allows them to approach complex problems with a logical mind, but also to use humor to facilitate discussion or to deal with tension. They can transition from a deep conversation about philosophy to an exchange of light-hearted jokes without missing a beat, demonstrating how different facets of personality can operate together. This ability to integrate different aspects into one's own existence shows others that one does not have to choose between one side or the other. It is possible to honor the totality of what one is, embracing the nuances that make up identity. The challenge with this duality is that it can be misinterpreted as inconsistency. Those who do not understand Gemini's multifaceted nature may see their change in mood or outlook as a lack of character or reliability, when in fact it is merely the expression of their inner complexity. However, this acceptance of duality mirrors the paradoxical nature of existence itself: light and shadow, order and chaos, joy and sadness. It is a purpose that connects with a deeper understanding of reality, suggesting that wholeness includes and integrates opposites, inviting us to see the beauty in complexity and to recognize that life is a constant dynamic balance. The acceptance of this inherent complexity, this dance of opposites, naturally leads us to another essential purpose, that of encouraging exploration. Armed with an insatiable curiosity and the understanding that there is always more to discover, an echo of their duality and openness, Geminis are catalysts for adventure. They are not content with routine or the known. They are always looking for new ideas, new experiences, and new horizons, and they have a knack for inspiring others to do the same. They challenge complacency and the comfort zone, suggesting unexplored paths and encouraging us to step out of the bubble to experience the unknown. This disposition for the new and the ability to pass it on to others make Geminis valuable guides in our own quest for growth and discovery. Imagine a group of friends who are used to always going to the same places and doing the same things. A Gemini in the group, sensing the monotony, may come up with the idea of taking a spontaneous trip to a nearby city that no one has ever visited, trying exotic cuisine that seems strange, or attending a workshop on a completely unusual hobby. Their energy and enthusiasm for novelty are so convincing that even the most reluctant eventually give in to the idea and discover the pleasure of adventure and discovery. They show that life is much more vast and interesting when one is willing to take the first step into uncharted territory. The challenge inherent in this search for exploitation is the risk of recklessness. The thirst for novelty and the aversion to monotony can sometimes lead to impulsive decisions or the search for experiences without due consideration for the risks involved. However, this drive to explore reflects the curiosity inherent in the human condition and the relentless pursuit of knowledge and growth. It is a purpose that connects with a force of expansion and discovery that drives not only the individual, but the evolution of consciousness itself. This openness to the new paves the way for the next gift, which is the ability to attract and connect souls through charisma. This openness to the new, this willingness to explore and connect, is often facilitated by a notable inherent trait of Geminis, a personal brilliance that captivates. They possess a natural charisma that makes them magnetic and engaging. It is not a forced quality, but an authentic energy that attracts people and simplifies the process of forming genuine bonds. This personal magnetism helps to create environments where people feel at ease, valued, and heard. They have a way of making you feel like the most interesting person in the world when they're talking to you, cultivating a sense of belonging and acceptance that few can match. It is a gift for cultivating sympathy and affection, building bridges between hearts and minds with remarkable ease. Consider the story of a Gemini who arrives at a social gathering where most people don't know each other. Instead of standing in a corner, he walks around the room, greeting people with a warm, genuine smile, asking interesting questions, and listening carefully to their answers. It introduces people to each other, finds unexpected connections, and before long, the once formal atmosphere turns into a lively buzz of conversation and laughter. Their mere presence seems to dispel hesitation and invite interaction, showing their aptitude for generating a positive and welcoming atmosphere that includes everyone. The caveat is that this ability to enchant can, unfortunately, be used in a self-interested way. Charm and the ability to influence can be employed for one's own benefit, persuading others for purposes that are not necessarily altruistic. However, in its purest manifestation, this personal glow reflects a beauty and gentleness inherent in the human essence. It is a purpose that connects with a force of affection and benevolence, a luminous quality that inspires trust and closeness. This ability to bring people together through sympathy creates a stage for the next purpose, the generous sharing of knowledge. From the ability to attract and bring people together with their magnetism, Geminis naturally flow for the purpose of disseminating what they know. Once the connection is established, one of your greatest joys is sharing information, ideas, and perspectives. Endowed with a quick mind and a facility for processing and articulating data, they possess the remarkable ability to make complex topics accessible and engaging. Learning in your company becomes less of a chore and more of a fascinating exploration. Not only do they convey facts, but they also inspire curiosity and the search for more, acting as beacons that illuminate the path to understanding and discovery for those around them. Your communication is often clear, captivating, and tailored to your audience, ensuring that the message is received with interest and ease. Remember a Gemini teacher, colleague, or friend who explained something complicated in such a simple and fun way that you finally understood. Maybe it was an abstract scientific concept, a confusing grammar rule, or the workings of complex software. This person used creative analogies, practical examples, and a touch of humor to demystify the subject, transforming what seemed impenetrable into something logical and even interesting. They demonstrated the art of translating information into absorbable knowledge, evidencing their aptitude for making learning a fluid and pleasurable experience for others. The downside of this vastness of information is that searching for variety can lead to a lack of depth in specific areas. The Gemini mind, always on the move, may prefer to explore many subjects superficially rather than delve into a single field. However, this aptitude for sharing knowledge reflects the crucial importance of education and the search for truth for individual and collective growth. It is a purpose that seems to align with an ideal of enlightenment and distributed wisdom, suggesting that the exchange of ideas is fundamental to evolution. This sharing of light sets the stage for our conclusion, where we celebrate the entirety of the Gemini influence. We explore 14 notable facets that make up the essence of Geminis, revealing purposes that go beyond common astrological traits. We saw how their curiosity instigates discovery, how their ability to form bonds binds people together, how they combine wit and good humor to brighten the environment, and how their versatility makes them masters of adaptation. We reflect on their power to inspire, their open-mindedness that welcomes different visions, the contagious joy they spread, and how they act to reconcile differences. We dive into how they ignite the flame of creativity, embrace the duality of life, and encourage the exploration of the new. Finally, we recognize the charisma that attracts souls and the generosity with which they share wisdom. Each of the E-qualities, in its uniqueness, contributes to a positive influence on the world around it. Think of Geminis who enrich their own life. How did their energy, ability to talk, humor, or simple willingness to explore the new impact you? Maybe they introduced you to an idea that changed your path, connected you with someone important, or simply turned a boring day into something memorable. Their contribution to our happiness and personal growth is often underestimated but undeniable. I invite you now to express your gratitude for these vibrant beings. If you know a Gemini who brightened their day or expanded their mind, take a moment to acknowledge that by perhaps sharing this video with them. And may we all feel inspired by these Gemini qualities: the active pursuit of knowledge, the willingness to form bonds, the ability to find lightness, and the courage to embrace change. To seal our journey, let us return to our mantra, internalizing its message. I am the divine connection, radiating curiosity and joy to the world. Repeat it, feel the energy it carries, and allow the vibrant essence of Gemini to inspire you to live with more openness, communication, and enthusiasm. Geminis, with their complex and luminous nature, are truly a gift. They remind us of the beauty of the mind in motion, the power of human interaction, and the joy that lies in constant exploration. Its symphony of qualities is essential for a more connected, creative, and full of life world. Our admiration for them is immense, and their impact incalculable. If you like this video, leave your like, click on the bell to have access to new videos, and subscribe to my channel to stay on top of everything from the world of signs and the extraordinary astrology we have.